everybody, it's Amy Graham, the Badass Valkyrie, and today it has been 1 month since my emergency surgery. And for those of you who were not part of the channel or didn't know at the time, October 20th, I actually went into the ER with, I had a blockage. I'm almost 13 years post-op from a gastric bypass, and thought what I had was a blockage, and which is the hole from my, or the opening from my stomach pouch to my intestine. I thought was blocked with food, and I couldn't get it up. And so I went into the hospital, and it was the first time I've ever had to do this. And turns out that I had a hernia and a bowel obstruction. And they admitted me for emergency surgery, which I had exactly 1 month ago today. So it has been hell. Not in the recovery part of it. I have recovered perfectly. My incision looks great. I had six small laparoscopic incisions, 2 on each side, 2 here and here, and then 1 in my belly button. But then I also had a 4-inch incision right about here. And the hardest part has been slowing down and letting my body heal and not trying to do too much. As my husband likes to put it, my normal mode is like a 13. And I had to ratchet it back, and I don't know how to operate on like a 5. I just don't. It makes me crazy to sit still and not do anything and just be like, chill. Even when I meditate, I have to do active meditation, which means like I am actually focusing and doing something, doing an active form of meditation. Because sitting still and just being like is very hard for me for long periods of time. And but doing an active form of meditation like walking or making my coffee or yoga or something like that, I can actually do very well. But yeah, it has been crazy. I have all this burst of energy, and I'm like, oh, let's go do this, let's go do this. Where every bit of energy leaves my body. Like, not even just like a little bit. Like, literally, I could not get off the couch and move. I'm like, no, I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. And so I would have a great day and do my normal stuff, and then have 3 days that I could do nothing. I could barely make it through work, and then I would sit at my desk, or I would just be on the couch binge watching Titans or some other show, and I'm like, that's all I got. That's all I got left in me. So this past weekend was the first weekend that I ended on Sunday night with enough energy to be like, this is a positive. I'm up instead of down. So I did not end the weekend on an exhausted note. And I have been slowly ramping back up. I saw my doctor a week ago, I think. 2 weeks ago, maybe? No, it was a week ago because it was my 3rd week follow-up. Sorry if the camera gets a little wobbly, tears at the base. He's like, hey, Mama, what you doing? So, I was not tracking enough protein. I'm not getting enough protein in my diet. So I have changed my tracking methods, and I will go into that over the next month and show you guys how it's working. Right now I'm testing out 2 trackers, my FitnessPal and Chronometer. Well, I should say that for the past week I've been doing Chronometer. However, starting next Monday, I'm going to start testing out my FitnessPal and see how that works. But if you guys have any suggestions about food tracking electronically, the one thing I need it to do is that I need to be able to scan barcodes. That has been the niftiest thing on the planet. Whereas I was writing everything down, and I thought, okay, it's fine. But when my doctor asked me, so, how much exercise do you do? What supplements are you taking? And blah, blah, blah. Oh, by the way, how much protein are you getting per day? And I'm like, some? I don't know. And she was like, are you kidding me? So yeah, I need something that I can track my macros. So electronically, which it kills me to say that, but it is just too much to go in and try to figure out all of the macros and in everything that I eat. Whereas and it took me a long time to get to this point, but if I can just scan that barcode, then it figures it out for me. Sweet. So far both of those I know have that. So we'll see what happens. So that insert in my personal has gone away. And I may eventually someday go back to it. I don't know. I'm not getting rid of the ones that I have, that I'd gotten for the first part of 2020. But it is one thing that has changed in my paper tracking. But other than that, I am feeling better. And I am slowly getting back on track. I have next week on Thursday the Turkey Trot 10K, which I still don't know if I am going. Okay, before all of you start freaking out, I already know I'm not running it at all. Period. End of story. And this kind of came into fruition last night. Yesterday at work, I had forgotten my allergy medication. Well, actually, I'd forgotten all of my meds. Horrible thing to do when you're trying to recover. And so I had a sneezing fit. Something inside tore just a little bit. It doesn't hurt today at all. But yesterday, I came home, was on the couch, and was like, I'm done. And believe me, Greg gave me no amount of shit because I had made fun of him for blowing two of his vertebrae, or two of his discs in his back with a sneeze. Well, Amy almost blew her incision open with a sneeze. Not really blown it open, but I knew something went a little awry on the inside. So, I know that I am not going to be running. When I am walking, I am doing it every other day, or trying to do it every other day. So far, I've done it every other day since last Friday, and that has gone fine. I do not know if I will be dropping the 10K down to a 5K. That is probably what's going to make the most sense. However, if I can do a 3K or a 5K on Sunday, just walking a 5K and see how that does, then I might try the 10K just to try it. And there's no, I'm not going to run it. I know that. So, and I don't know if I can drop it down. I'm imagining that I can, but we'll see. When I go check in and get my race packet and all of that. So, and I use race term very loosely, but it's just a fun run. And some people are like, why are you even doing it? And I'm like, it would hurt me a lot more not doing it than going and walking it. I am perfectly capable of walking it, and it's actually good for me. So it's the next step. So I am going to still do it, but I am withholding the determination until my packet pickup the night before as to whether or not I drop it down to a 5K or keep it at a 10K. We'll see. I have gotten exponentially better the past week, and so I'm feeling good, and I am ready to start doing more. Not running. I probably will not do another run, an actual run, until the beginning of the year. That is, kind of where my expectation is, because I can't be like, December 15th, we're gonna run. No, I can't do that, and I understand that, and it is fighting the weasel in my brain going, you're just being lazy, you're just being lazy, you're just being lazy. I know I'm not being lazy, and I know that, my doctor has said it can take up to 3 months for this to heal. And so, wait for it. Okay. Tier is on a very wobbly stack of boxes, most of them Cocoa Daisy. And he is being very curious. So if you hear a big kaboom, earth-shattering kaboom, it would be Tier, because he is being a little obstinate. But, Tier bet. Anyway, he doesn't listen at all. So that's where I'm at. But I am feeling much better. Everything is healed properly, and everything looks good. I go back in on January 16th, and they are doing a full blood panel that is made specifically for bypass patients, which I get full blood panels done every 6 months because I'm an extreme athlete and a gastric bypass patient. However, she went through all my lists and she goes, this is not a full blood panel. I'm like, what? And so she goes, no. There are specific tests that you need to get done for gastric bypass patients. And so it's vitamins and minerals and all of these different things. And so sometime between now and the beginning of January, I will go in once I feel better, and I am like 2 weeks feeling good. I will go in and do the full blood work, and then we will start like I am a brand new gastric bypass patient. I have never gone into a lot of this, but when I had my gastric bypass 13 years ago, I did not have a lot of support. My doctor didn't really do a lot of like group therapy or support groups or anything like that. So he had like, oh yeah, there's this and this and this if you really want to go. And I'm like, okay. And when I was figuring out all the nutrition for me as an extreme athlete, I did not have anyone else to turn to. And so I literally became a nutritionist for myself and figured out what worked for me. And every person who's had a gastric bypass, depending on what surgery they have, even that have the same surgery. Greg and I have had the same surgery 2 years apart. And we handle things extremely differently. So it just depends on you, your body chemistry, everything, and what you're doing. Greg does not eat the same things that I do a lot of times. I had to, when I was training and competing actively, I had to do something very different in order to sustain 10, 12, 14 hours on the competition field. And so, when we're in competition and when we're in tournaments, it's a very different kind of thing, because not only were we competing, we were also the only support the USA teams had overseas or in other areas. So you were out there a lot of times in pieces of your gear for 16, 18 hours a day. And it was grueling. And you push yourself more than you ever imagined you could. And you have the adrenaline highs and the lows. When you are done and all of that leaves your body, you are done. And you basically just pass out comatose. After the hours of drinking, after all of that. But that's a whole different story. And pretty much self-imposed. But, so I didn't have any support that other than me doing research online. And to go to a regular nutritionist and say, this is what I'm doing and this is what I've had done to me, they were like, we got nothing. Because the research was so early back then. And so, thankfully, my mother had a gastric bypass probably 15 years before I did, but she had the stomach stapling with the iron staples. And it's like, no, I am so glad I did not have that done. Holy cow, so glad I did not have that done. So, and they've made great strides in it now. And the Roux-en-Y, which is what I had, and my husband had, was the best option for me at that point in time. They were just starting to do the balloons at the time, or starting to get a fill for the banding. And I opted out of that because I needed something that I could not fuck up, basically. That he was like, well, you would just come in every 2 weeks to get your band tightened. You would get it filled with saline. And I'm like, if it's left to me and I have to decide between going in and getting a band, a fill to make me be able to eat less, or if I have a birthday party coming up and I wanted cake, I'm going to pick cake. Because I had to have that choice removed from me. So, yeah. That's the way my brain works. And there are still times now that I'm like, oh, I want all this cake. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to make myself sick. And I do. Because that part of my brain, that addiction part of my brain that is like, we want sugar, we want cake, we want Coke. Coca-Cola. Only Coca-Cola. I can't say no. So it's either, I have to go cold turkey. I can't just be like, oh, I'll just have one Coke. No. However, I will say this. New Year's Eve, I'm getting an entire case of Mexican Coke in the bottles. And I'm going to start at midnight and go to midnight. As much Coke as I can have and I can stand. And then done another year. So that's what has kept me going. And I have not had a Coke since New Year's Eve last year. So New Year's Eve is my Coke binge. So as many as I can drink. And Greg's like, what do we do with the rest of them? I'm like, you can give them away. You can take them to your office and give them away because they have to be out of the house. Because if they're here on New Year's Day, I will drink them. And I will not do that again. So I will go down that slippery slope. So, yes, I have compulsion issues. You think? Anyway, now that I've gone off on like 17 different tangents, I just wanted to let everybody know that I am alive and feeling very, very much better. And I appreciate all the well wishes and all the concerns and all of the worry, all the emails and everything that I got. Ooh, look who's here. Look. He does not like to be held until it's his choice. So he's like, why are you holding me, woman? So this is Tyr. And he loves to be in this room because he's like, oh, all the leather, all the stuff. Mama, come here. Anyway, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of proof of life. And I'm also going to put him down before he like claws the crap out of me. I want to go ahead and flip this bad boy around, and I want to do an update, show you at least my Hobonichi Cousin Avec on how it's been going. Again, still using the BulletJournal Method, and it is going perfectly. I have every intention of using the Hobonichi Cousin Avec in 2020, and I already have the Avec, actually, the cousin. I will be doing, probably in the next week or two, my Hobonichi order from Japan for my birthday. So my husband mentioned it the other day, is when are we going to do that? And I'm like, we can do it anytime you'd like, honey. So probably over the Thanksgiving weekend, we will sit down together and do my Hobonichi order. So, but I already have my weeks, my Sakura weeks, or Sugiyaki weeks, the Ultraman weeks. And I have my Cousin Avec, but I still need to get my A6s. I'm going to get 2 different versions, the Techo, the English Techo, and I'm going to get, I'm probably going to get the Japanese Avec, the A6 Avec. But then some accessories and a couple of covers. So I want the black and orange covers. I'm probably not going to be using those this year, but you never know. But I have wanted the black with orange insides forever. And I was like, as soon as they ever came up with them, I'm getting it. I'm like, there we go. That's what I'm getting. And I'm going to get some of the free notebooks and the day frees. So, yeah. My Hobonichi order will not be small. But the 2 that I already have will not be in there. So, but anyway, let me talk anymore, and this will be a 50-hour, minute, whatever video. It's been so long since I got to talk to you guys like this. So, and it wasn't because, I was too sick. I just was like, I can't look like I do. And I'm like, literally, I was like, it took everything I had to like put on makeup and put on a bra and my girdle, because I was like, oh, this is killing me. So I was like, no, I am not going to go in front of a camera. So, and looking back at some of the videos that I did from the top down, I'm like, I sound like I'm a little drugged. And I was. So it took a little bit for the pain meds to, you know, get out of my system. But thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. Oh, one other quick thing. Vlogmas. Dun, dun, dun. I will be doing Vlogmas. And I have not decided if I'm going to go from Thanksgiving to Christmas or January, from December 1st to December 31st. I haven't decided in there, but we will see what I decide to do. But it'll be pretty much almost a daily video for the month of December. And some of those videos will be from me in New Orleans with my best friend, Kelly. We are going to see Cher on my birthday, December 13th. And I will be flying to New Orleans on the 12th of December and flying back to Salt Lake on the 15th. So I won't have a whole lot of time there. Unfortunately, you know, when you go in for emergency surgery and you have to take a week off of work and you want to get paid, you have to use vacation days. Sadly, that's the way the cookie crumbles. But I am still very excited that it's good to go down over the weekend on my birthday and see her. I have not missed a birthday with her for, I think, I want to say the last 3 or 5, anywhere from 4 to 5 years I've spent my birthday with her. So we're continuing that tradition. My husband's a little sad that he won't be with me, but I was like, you could come to New Orleans with me. And he was like, no, I think we're fine. So I'll fly back and then we'll probably celebrate my birthday before I head out. So, but anyway, let me go ahead and show you what my Hobonichi Cousin Avec looks like and just kind of give you an update since my surgery. So it's a past month and just kind of get you an overview of that. And then later on, I will go through like my weeks and show you how the Plum Planner has been working. It's been doing great. And we'll go through everything that I will be ordering for 2020. So there'll be a lot of new videos coming up, especially for Vlogmas, but I will have a different, I will do like I did last year, have a Vlogmas video playlist. So those of you who don't want to subscribe or don't want to get the Vlogmas constant videos, they're shorter, but you will probably get them daily. I'm not sure if I'm going to do 2 videos over the weekend or if I'm going to combine the weekend into one. That might actually be where I kind of get a break. I do find that when I'm doing videos and such daily, my voice kind of tends to go, but we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to let you guys know that that is coming as well, and we'll go from there. So let me turn this bad boy around and we'll get to my Hobonichi Cousin. Okay, you will notice that this is in a different cover. I wanted something that was a little bit slimlined, just because I'm carrying a lot of different things right now, and I needed to lighten my bag up a little bit because it was wearing my butt out. So I have it in a Foxy Fix. This is an A5 Hobonichi Perfect Fit cover. I only have it in one side. This is what the inside of it looks like. And, oh, it's my Death Wish Valkyrie patch and my last sticker from my shipment. But I just needed something that was thinner, and this fits just the Cousin Avec side really well. So I really like that. I have not updated this here just because I need to go back and look, like when I was missing stuff in when I was in the hospital, and I just haven't been able to. I just didn't want to see a lot of red or brown. And I'm like, it was so depressing. And I'm like, okay, let's just get back into the mood. And then I can go back with my pages and kind of figure out how it was. But I figured tonight I will get back into color blocking because, yeah, it was a little bit hard on me. So, and I thought mentally I'm just going to leave it the way it is. But this is my future log here. And here's when I went into surgery and got released. Then I had the whole week off, and this is where we are today, right here. So there's my turkey 10K. The 29th of November is the day my husband and I met. It will be 24 years on that day. And when I'm going to New Orleans, when I get to see Cher, yay! And on the 18th of December is my neck ablation. I've had to push it out twice. It was supposed to actually happen yesterday, and then the doctor had to change. So we will see how that goes. And then this is into January in 2020. I've already got things started to be added here. This is the Salt Lake City Marathon. It will be either a 10K or a half marathon, not the full marathon. Even though I won a VIP, I found out when I was in the hospital. Tell me this is not a kick in the ass. That the day after my surgery, I found out I won a VIP entry into the Salt Lake City Marathon, and for the full marathon. And there's a little part of me that's like, maybe I can try that as my first marathon. I mean, it's a wish that I would be able to do that, but it's unlikely, but we'll see. But it's most likely going to be a half, but we'll see. Again, everything depends on my recovery schedule and how I feel beginning of the year. If I'm running again on the beginning of the year, this may well be a marathon. We'll see. But we'll also see where I'm at because, yeah. But this is my one line a day, and this is how I do it into the boxes here in the monthly view. And I just put, basic things that happened that day. And we are here. I didn't do it last night, but I will. And I will do that until the end of January or December. And then I don't move out of my cousins or out of my Hobonichis until December 31st. I like a full year in my year. So I want all of 2019 in my 2019 books. I do not start, even though I could right now start in my 2020 Hobonichis. I don't want that. I'm like, nope. I want a full year and a full year. So this was, let's see. Here is where I had surgery. And you can tell that I was under the influence of drugs. I was just like, yep, nothing's happening. Not at all. Thankfully, my husband did not bring me my books when I told him I wanted him to bring them to me, because I was like, what are you going to write? And you have IVs in your hands. Really? No. And he was just like, no, you need to recover. You lay there and you sleep. And I did. Like, from Sunday to Wednesday, when I got out, I was released at 1 o'clock. It was a giant long nap, interrupted by occasionally with surgery and getting my vitals taken and having to go pee. Pretty much. That's all. I got home. We had a couples massage, even though I still had stitches or staples, but they worked around that, which was great. Then this was the next week, and you can see how very light it is because, yeah, I was still hurting. I mean, not like extreme pain. Like, I was off of the oxycodone when I came home from the hospital. I think I took it the rest of this day, and then here I just was on ibuprofen. So, and I haven't had any. I still had gabapentin at this time, and I was still taking gabapentin up until I think like the 1st. But after that, nothing. So it was a very easy surgery to get over as far as pain goes, but the exhaustion levels of my body, and somebody explained it to me like, you literally had a sword shoved through your core. And I'm like, I kind of did. They're like, that's what that we cut you open in your core, in the center of your body. I'm like, yeah, huh. And that's basically what it took for me to kind of figure out, hey, dumbass, slow your ass down. again, this is the first week, full week of November. And here is the second week. And this was Sunday. And this is today. And I was so busy with work today, I wasn't even able to pull this out for the weeks. And usually this sits out on my desk. And because I was in a ton of meetings today, I got a little bit done during lunch, but I didn't have time to go in and do this. But I'll still block out my time frame, so because I know, but you know, I just haven't written it in here. And then we jump to October 21st or 20th. This is where I went to the ER, and I am basically just backfilling, just there was not blank pages, but literally this is all I could do. And here I started feeling a little bit better and was getting more of back into the swing of things. But you will see, like, feel good, feel great. So exhausted. I was in bed by 9 p.m. that night. Here it's like, okay. And yeah, still kind of wiped out, still wiped out. And still wiped out here. And it is so crazy to me how much time it is taking me to recover. I did my weekend in review here, and you know, I still get a little bit of journaling in, but honestly, it took everything I had just to lay on the couch and do nothing. And that kills me. Here, I mean, that was it. And this was just on the 8th. But, you know, I do what I can. And I've always said, this is my life book. And on Monday, that was all I could manage. I was having problems with BPPV again. And I've found that when my ears get clogged, and I had probably picked up a cold from the hospital, and this was at the apex of it being the worst. When my ears are clogged and I have a cold, that's when my vertigo sets off. And so as long as I can keep that under control, then I can keep my wooziness under control. But yeah, I was like, seriously, can I get a little bit of a break? But yeah. Here I was still having some issues. This was last Wednesday, and here I started feeling a little bit better. And getting more in, writing in. This was my review on Sunday, and starting to feel better, getting more information or more time to write. And I was walking on Tuesday. This was yesterday, and this is today. And I'm working on something I'm going to do, I believe, for 2020, I'm going to do 20 in 2020. And I'm going to do 20 things that involve doing 20 things. So like lose 20 pounds for the whole year. I want to lose an average of 20 pounds. At least that's a goal. Read 20 books, sell 20 items on eBay, do 20 podcasts, volunteer 20 hours, donate 20, whatever it is. Whether it's bags of clothes, do 20 donations, donate $20, donate 20 somethings, create 20 pieces of art, go to 20 events, which could be different things that are just social events. Like tonight, unfortunately, I was just too tired. They had a coffee tasting. And it's Beans by the Yard, and I wanted to go to that, but it was at 6:30. I got off at work at 5, and I was driving around, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just too tired, and the weather is really crappy. My throat's starting to hurt, so I was like, I'm just gonna go home, and I can film, and that's what we're doing. So, but I want to do 20 different new events, things that I've never been to that are out of my comfort zone for that. But that's only 8. So I have to come up with 20 other things that involve 20, just because I'm insane and I like numbers. And I have 2 bookshelves of books that I want to read, but I like get through one, get partly through one, then I'll pick up another, and I'm like, stop. You need to finish a book. And so I will probably have 10 books for 2019 read, but I want to do 20 books in 2020. So that was just an idea that I came up with today, and I was just starting to work some of it out. But yeah, this is what my day looks like. On Saturday, we have my husband's 1-800-CONTACTS Christmas party, and it's going to be at... Oh my goodness, excuse me, yawn. I'm so glad I didn't do that on camera. Oh my gosh. It's going to be in an arcade, and we're kind of excited for that. So my husband and I love arcades, and so, but that's how my my month has been so far. And I am loving it in this Foxy Fix, and I've been looking at the A5 Chic Sparrow folios and resisting. So because I'm on a low spend November, and which was supposed to be no spend, but there have been a couple of things, but not a lot. And but that's how November has kind of turned out. And I hope you guys have, sorry, my phone keeps going off, have enjoyed this. And again, I'm sorry that it has taken me so long to do a face-to-face with you guys, but I honestly just was not up to it. And like, even right now, I'm like, okay, I'm a little tired. So we're just going to call it at that. And as always, spend the rest of your life celebrating, because truly, it is worth every moment of doing that. And it's funny how fate reiterates that to me over and over and over again. And October 21st, it did it again. And I am so thankful that I am here and that I lucked out in my surgery, and I am recovering so well. It is frustrating when I can't be as energetic as I normally am. But, you know, I probably have a lot more energy than most people. Even now, it's just frustrating because it's not what I'm used to. So, I just hope all of you have a wonderful time going into the holiday season. And I know that it's frustrating for a lot of people. I know it's hard for a lot of people. It is hard for me for various reasons. But I'm also thankful that I have my husband and my brothers with me, and they make it better. And so enjoy what you can every day. And as I said, always, celebrate every moment of your life, because you never know when that will change. So anyway, have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.